Hi, I hope that you're doing really well and welcome back to a new video. I apologize that it's been quite a few weeks since I've uploaded anything, but I promised myself not to put too much pressure on uploading regularly and every single week. So I'm just gonna take it slow, upload whenever I can, and I also want to make sure that whenever I do upload something, it's not gonna be because I rushed into it. Also, again, it's such a grey and gloomy day today, so I'm very sorry if the lighting is a little bit off or if my background is a little bit dark, but I'm gonna have to do with my artificial lighting today because there is no sunlight whatsoever. That being said, welcome back to this new video. Today we are going to play with some makeup again, and the idea for today's video is a little bit different than usual because I want to show the difference between cool toned makeup and warm toned makeup. Over the years in the makeup industry, it's become such a big thing to really understand how undertones work and to really choose your makeup based on what shades complement you and what shades don't complement you. And I know that a lot of people are still struggling with this, including me. I don't know if you can see that right now because of the lighting, but my neck is actually a little bit more yellow. Then I do have some redness in my face, so usually I would think that I'm actually a cool undertone when I look at my face, but you do want to match it to your neck and stuff, so it can be very confusing. That's why today I'm gonna do my full face of makeup, but then one half of my face is going to be a warm tone side, and then the other half of my face is going to be a cool tone side. And hopefully this is going to help me figure out a little bit which side I like most on my features, but also help you if you're still struggling with finding the right shades for you and to give you a little reference to figure out what you prefer. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I've just zoomed you in a little bit because we're gonna start with the eyes today. And for the eyeshadow, I'm gonna use this Morphe palette. This is the 35P Plum Pleasures palette. This is such an old makeup palette, but I absolutely love it because you get such a nice combination of cool toned and neutral shades, but then also some warm tones on this side. But let's see if we can do both eye looks with the same eyeshadow palette, and if that turns out to be a little bit difficult, then I can always go into my Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette, which has a lot more like warm tones as well. So this side of my face is going to be the warm tone side, and then this side of my face is going to be the cool tone side. Let's start with the cool tones. So for this side, I'm first going into this color as a transition shade. I'm just picking that up on a fluffy brush and mainly focusing this in the crease of my eye. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of a smaller fluffy brush and combine these two shades right there to really deepen that crease and also put that on my outer V. Then on a tiny but a little bit of a denser eyeshadow brush, I'm going to take that darkest color that I just mixed with the one above. And I'm gonna use this to darken up my outer corner a little bit and then just blend it out again. And I'm going to take my little Makeup Revolution eye base and create a half cut crease. First gonna stamp it into place where I want the crease to go. Then I am going into the Jaclyn Hill palette for a minute because I think that this little shimmer shade is going to be perfect for that cut crease. It's called Obsessed, which I am. I love that. It's such a pretty like cool toned champagne shade. And then I think I'm going to take a little bit of this white shimmer and mix it with some of the purple shimmer because I want to create like a light purple plummy shimmer because they only have this one in the palette and that's a little bit too lilac for me. I want that plum shade to come through, and I'm just gonna place that as a transition shimmer. And then I'm going to take that champagne shade again and just do my inner corner. And then on this eye, I'm gonna do a similar look, but just with warmer tones. So I'm first gonna take this warm yellowish transition shade. And then to deepen my crease, I'm going in with this shade in the corner. I just realized that I took the wrong brush, which is why it's so intense. So let's just diffuse that a little bit. But you know, that's the beauty of cut creases. You can just clean it up later. I'm gonna take a tiny fluffy brush and again deepen out that outer corner. And for that, I'm gonna use this shade. Let's cut the crease again. And let's take this really pretty golden shimmer as my transition shimmer. And I'm gonna take this one, it looks very white, but it's actually yellow tone, as my inner corner shimmer. Finishing up the inner corner. Let's clean up underneath. For my lashes, I'm going to do a black mascara for my cool tone side and a brown mascara for my warm tone side. And those are the eyes finished. Let's move on to the rest of the base makeup. I'm first going to add a little bit of primer. This is the She Glam Gripping Primer. And then I'm actually also going to do two different sides of foundation. So I have a cooler shade foundation, which is the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. And I have this in the shade 1C1 Cool Vanilla. And then I have my two absolute favorites, which are the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. And I have these in different shades, but I think the lighter shade would be a little bit too ghost for me right now. So I'm mixing 140 and 290, but just a tiny bit of 290. And these actually have a much more yellowish warm undertone. I am going to start with the cool tone side first. I really like the coverage and the finish of this Laura Mercier foundation, but I do have to say that it's too much of an oily consistency for me. I don't know if other people have found that this one is like quite slippery and oily. And then on this side I'm gonna do the Fenty one. As you can immediately see, a lot more yellow and a lot more warm. Let me just show you the difference really quick. This is more of a pink cool toned foundation, and then this side, as you can see, is quite a bit more warm toned and yellow. I don't know how this comes across on camera, but I do think in person especially the difference is quite noticeable. Let's move on to concealers. By the way, I didn't really say this at the beginning of this video, but be aware there is quite a lot of She Glam stuff in this video. I don't know why, there is just a lot of She Glam in my collection apparently. It's not sponsored or an ad or anything, just, you know, a little disclaimer. So for concealer, I have these two to try out on the different sides. I have a very cool toned one from She Glam, but it is very, very light. It's in the shade Vanilla. And then I also have the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 6. And this is very yellow, so it's a lot more warm toned. So the deepness of the shades is not going to match at all, but for the purpose of this video, let's just apply them. Yeah, so you can definitely see that this one was a lot lighter, so it brightened my under eye a lot more. But that's okay, it's just for the color effect of today's video. So for powder, I'm first going to use this She Glam pink powder, which you can probably tell which shade this is, it's pink. And I don't know why I just learned this, but when you have a dirty powder puff but you still want to use it, you can just loop it around and you have a clean one. I literally learned this yesterday, which it makes me feel so stupid. So I'm just using this to powder under my eyes. And then I'm just gonna use the rest to do the rest of my face. And then for the other side, I'm gonna use my little Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Pound Cake. I just remembered that I wanted to do cream bronzer and I just powdered my entire face. Oh well, we're just gonna do it on top of the powder. So for the cool side, I'm going in with another She Glam product. This is the cream bronzer in the shade Golden Sun. I don't know why they called this Golden Sun, because I find this quite a cool toned shade. Usually these are so easy to blend, but I feel like because I just powdered, they are just a lot more difficult to work with. You know what I mean? Like it does come across as a warm bronzer when you just apply it, but then when you blend it out, it's more of a cool toned shadow. Then on the other side, I'm going in with the iconic Chanel bronzer, which is literally one of the most warm toned bronzers that I know personally. I mean, you can definitely see the difference. On the cool tone side, I'm going in with a Kylie blush, which is called Winter Kissed. And it is a very pretty cool toned bubblegum candy blush. And then on the other side, I'm going in with a very oldie but goldie of mine. This is a She Glam Metallic Glow Blush in the shade Gravity. And as you can see, it is a very warm, corally almost blush. And it has a little shimmer in there. It's a little bit metallic, but I actually really like this shade. And I feel like it matches the eye look pretty well. I think this is a very solid color. And as you can see, it has a little shine to it, which I don't mind at all. My skin is quite easy right now, but when I do have a bad skin day, I feel like it can kind of cling onto dry patches or pimples, especially with that extra layer of glow. Speaking of an extra layer of glow, I do want to add some highlighter. So on this side, I have the perfect cool toned highlighter, which is the Jeffree Star Skin Frost highlighter in the shade Princess Cut. As you can see, a very frosty, cool toned highlighter. Now on the other side, I'm going into this Dior palette with a few different highlighting shades. Usually I would use them as eyeshadow toppers, but right now I feel like I want to mix this orangey shade with the yellowish highlighter and create a really nice extra sheen on top of my look. That's beautiful. I'm actually quickly gonna finish the under eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the look with some lips. I have two different lip liners for this occasion. I don't know if you can see this, but this one is this little Essence lip liner in the shade Rosy Nude. So it's a rosy cool toned shade. And then this one is this lip liner, which is a Primark lip liner actually in the shade Foxy Nude. So it's a lot more of a warmer undertone. Let's start with this side. And the Foxy Nude. Looking at them side to side, especially in the camera, I don't think that the difference is that noticeable, but I do feel like this one is definitely a little bit more orangey. So for the cool toned lipstick side, I'm going in with this Urban Decay lipstick in the shade Naked. As you can see, a very pretty pink. And then for the warm tone side, I'm going in with a MAC lipstick in the shade Honey Love. A little bit more warm. And to finish the look off, let's set everything with some setting spray. Oh, I almost forgot to add some liner in my waterline. Let me just do that really quick. And then this is the finished look on both sides of my face. I'm gonna be honest, I actually like them both. Like, I feel like I like them both for different occasions or different reasons. I love the warm tone side because it gives a lot more of a summery feel, and I feel a little bit more sultry and sexy on this side. Then the cool tone side is a little bit more different and it's a lot more pink. I love everything pink, and for some reason this makes me feel a little bit more feminine. I can't really choose. Let me know which one you prefer in general. Are you a cool tone type or a warm toned makeup type, and which one you prefer on me? I hope that this video helped you in any way possible, and if it didn't, then at least I hope that you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this, then please do let me know and subscribe to my channel to see more makeup related things. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I would love to see you in the next video. Bye!